So I don't need to revitalize nothing. Everybody know who I am.
And, I mean, this was a crazy game against the ICANN All-Stars. The third quarter ejection, Isaiah Bailey and Ice Lattimore. What was the feeling of the team after that ejection? It seemed like y'all handled it better than they did.
Yeah, it was after we seen all that roughness, that rough and tough stuff, we felt like it was unnecessary, and we just decided to play for each other, man, and finish out this ugly game. It was an ugly game throughout the game, but, that stuff like that gets our guys going and gets us motivated to play hard and concentrate and get a win.
It seemed like it was a sloppy game at the beginning, before the ejections. So what allowed y'all to clean that stuff up on the court?
Everybody just calmed down. Everybody just came together and played for each other. That's all it takes. This game is easy, man, when you play together. That's all it takes. Slow down and to play together, man.
And then finally, I think you guys did it. I got the numbers here. Y'all held Vince to 3 of 13 from the field, reigning MVP, and this was his worst game out of the 3 so far this season. What allowed y'all to key in on his offense?
Well, Body Snatch is an old college teammate of mine, and we played at Cal State LA together, so I know a little bit of his moves. I know a little bit about him. So, we just stuck to our game plan and tried to, all we could do is contain him and hopefully make him miss shots, and that's what he did.
David Nwaba of One Culture, player of the game, double-double for you. 12 points, 13 rebounds, and man, this game was such a blowout that they had the Jaguars on running clock for the entire fourth quarter. What was the difference for, this new team getting their first win opposed to the first 2 weeks?
I mean, we took 2 losses first 2 weeks, so we just came in aggressive, just focusing on playing defense. And what we changed up was playing full court, and I think that set some tempo, and we were able to get out and extend the lead.
The thing that jumps off the page with you is your athleticism, your finishing ability. You had those tip dunks. You had a lob where the pass wasn't perfect. It was under the rim. You grab it and still finish it. Is that a point of emphasis in One Culture's game plan to get you out on the open floor for those opportunities as much as possible?
For all of us, all of us show athleticism, and we just look to get out on transition and look to finish those tough plays. We just look to for transition points, basically. So I'm glad I was able to get some, putbacks here and there. So it's a good feeling.
How was it feeling playing here on Friday night?
It's a good feeling. This is actually my first game in the Drew. It's a great atmosphere. We played a good team, and it's a good day to be playing basketball right now.
Dwayne Polee of the Clozers leading the team in scoring 26 points, 92-91 victory over the Citi team Blazers, first win of the season. First off, can you discuss the craziness that went down at the end there? What was the game plan with Horace on the free throw line with them up 1?
Just trying to get a stop. The game came down to the last stop in the last play, so, we just tried to get the stop and then get a quick basket.
Lonzo Ball with the basket there. You guys had a game against COA last week where y'all scored 54 points in the first half, had a 14-point lead, but wound up losing the game. Mm-hmm. Was there a sense of confidence when you guys gave up 55 points against the Blazers tonight in the first half?
They're a great team. They got a lot of good players on their team, so we just have to try and match their intensity and come out and play our game.
And then finally, you guys got some additions with Benny Boatwright, Chimizi Mutu. You guys went to the post often. Chimizi saved this game with a block down the stretch. How do those guys help what you're able to do on the floor?
They help a lot, Nothing is perfect, so you might have a defensive breakdown or two, but when you got guys like that behind you helping you, it gives you a whole lot more confidence playing on the ball.
Tyrone Riley of the Bulldogs, captain, 22 points, 11 rebounds, first win of the season over CABC. What changed for you guys? This was a 16-5 run to close this thing out. What changed for y'all?
I guess we just came out and pressed them today, man. That's the style we're gonna have to play all year. Run and gun, fast, and we did it today, and we capitalized.
Looks like you and James Boyd just absolutely killed a fairly big team on the boards. You again had double-digit rebounds. James had 10 offensive rebounds by himself. What allowed y'all to be so physical with guys that had Mike Best and Will Davis on their squad?
That's the way me and James got to play all year long, man. For us to win, we got to dominate the board. And last game, I think we didn't rebound well, specifically me. you know, and we came up short, so made an effort to finish in the fourth quarter and rebound well.
Now, finally, it looks like after the first 2 games, y'all made some adjustment with the coaching staff. After today, how do you feel about where you are on the sideline going forward the rest of the year?
We Bulldogs, man, so we sticking with just Bulldogs, and we'll be all right.
Van Girard, BB4L, 3 straight wins, 3 straight player of the games. 30 points, though. 30 points, 13 rebounds. I don't know. How are you describing your play?
Just playing well, you know. Same thing like last week. We started to mesh together and play well together, starting to get a feel of the offense. Just playing, everything's going right now. Keep it up.
You got a team that was coming off of a loss last night, you know, and this game tipped off before noon. So what was the plan to attack them?
We had to go at Vince. You know, Vince is their guy. We had to make sure we try to lock him up on defense and then go at him on offense as much as we can. Try to get him out of the game as quick as possible. As long as he's in the game, they stayed in the game. As soon as we took him out, you see the lead went up by 15. We almost got up by 20. He was the key to this game.
Now, it seems like you guys might have some guys coming in, but the core that is on the floor with you, Charles Jackson in the middle, Eugene had a double-double today. We all know what Irvin can do on defense, and Jordan Mackey's been really aggressive. Do you think that 5 is just good enough to do what y'all want to do this season?
Yeah, I think we look good right now. Getting Baron Davis back and Casper Ware back is just going to elevate us even more. Both of those guys can play both ends of the court. It's just going to add more to our depth. That's it.
Willie Reed of Birdie's Revenge is here. 3-0 start for y'all, and you've been a dominant presence inside today. 25 more points, 9 rebounds, couple of block shots. What allowed y'all to close out the No Snacks here?
Well, we knew we didn't play our best in the first half. We came in at halftime and decided that, we got to come out here and prove that we belong to be here, that we can be the top team here. So we got to make sure that we come out hard every single game, every possession. And I thought we started off from the jump at the start of the second half. Frank was big, game was big, defensive-wise, and then I was just trying to protect the rim.
Now, you talk about the beginning of that second half, but the end of the third quarter, y'all went on a 14-0 run, and No Snacks never really seemed to recover from that physically on the court or really mentally and emotionally. They could have made it tougher on you guys at the end, and they really didn't. During that 14-0 run, what was the focus there?
We played our game. We sped up the pace. We locked down on defense, and we got out and ran in transition. And I think that's when we were at our best. Of course, we got guys that can break down the defense, so we can play in the half court as well. But I think we're at our best when we're getting up and down the floor, giving the crowd what they want to see, and it gets us going too as well.
Defensively, do you feel like this team is best when they press in the backcourt, or when they sit back and they rely on you to protect the rim?
Well, I think we're best when they're being aggressive defensively, hawking the ball. They know they can be extremely aggressive because I'm going to be back there to protect the rim. But those guys are tremendous defenders, and they were doing that before I came, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it all season long. So I'm just gonna do my part, and as long as everybody do their part, we're gonna be good successfully as a team.
Pooh, the defending champions, LA Unified's here. Get back on the winning ways after last week's blowout loss. You had 20 points, 6 rebounds, closed this one out. What was it like trying to close the Nova Stars out here?
Oh man, as we already know, we're wanted. We're wanted. Like, everybody want to beat the champs, but everybody want to beat us because we all professional athletes, and it's good. It's good practice for us. Like, I'm happy that everybody want to bring their A game when they play against us. You feel me? Because that's really helping us too. You feel me? So, salute to. Nova Stars, right? We just played. Yeah. Salute to them. I love they didn't give up. You feel me? I love that.
Now, Pooh, you added a lot of pieces to this week's roster. The first 2 weeks, we saw a really heavy load on guys like Bobby and Dejon and Brandon Bowman. So some younger guys, Elijah Stewart, Shaquan Aaron, and some older veterans like Katino Mobley. How do they help you guys get through these games?
Well, Kat was with us last year. Elijah and Shaquan, new additions. Tony Bland that's our big brother. You feel me? He already LA Unified from the fullest. So, if he he big bro. If he wanted to play, he play. So they just got to continue to get to know us. This is our first game, but Elijah, I know Elijah from Westchester. You know, he had a tremendous year, so I love it. You know, and we missing Big Red and D-Block and the Kine Beckway, so once we get our squad, it's over.
What more does this core? Where does this core need to improve on? You guys are the defending champs. You all won it, but there's room for y'all to improve. What would you pinpoint as an area of improvement for this team right now?
Just worrying about us. You know, we just gotta really respond and take on the responsibility. Like, that's it. Like, once we do that, you know, LB and them, they 4-time champs. You know, me and Bottoms came over, we won. So that's all. It's all on us. That's it. Once we control the pace, then it's a wrap.
You got dated for the second day in a row, player of the game for the Spirit. On 3 straight wins for y'all. Do you feel like this team has clearly established itself as a better team than last year?
Yeah, definitely. You know, last year we fell 1 game short of making the playoffs, but we knew we could have, and we have the talent and we have the ability. So now we're just getting everything honed in and sharpen our sword. Everybody's playing for each other, and that's what happens when you play for each other. You win.
Man, I saw in that third quarter, you had an and 1, Leo had an and 1, Deontay North had an and 1. Is that the big 3?
I mean, you can say that. We're all there's no big 3, but I mean, you know, me, Leo, and Deontay are the main leaders on the team. So as long as we play good, the whole team will play good. It's contagious when you get that guys going to the rack playing strong, and you see the result, man. Now,
last night we talked about how well y'all did defensively against Vince Camper, the reigning MVP. Tonight against a Panthers team that really doesn't have a set go-to guy. I mean, they shot under 30% from the field in the first half. What is it about your defense that has allowed you to really suffocate teams?
It's how big we are, man. You see how tall we are out there. You know, we got about 3'6", 9" guys, and as long as we got people taking up space down low, it's hard for you guys to get shots up. When it's high bothers out there from a 6'9", 6'10" guy, it's hard to get good shots, man. And that's what we're doing, just playing good defense together, and that's the result.
Back-to-back player of the games for Problems, Victor Rudd. 31 points after struggling in the first half. The first half, only 3 of 9 from the field. You wind up with 14 made field goals. Well, y'all must be a light switch team. How do you feel about that?
We just got to play hard. So we be messing up sometimes out there. We don't be going hard. But once we switch it on, you can see we can play with anybody.
Now, they were hard times, a smaller team. Pretty much everybody on that team is like 6'4", 6'6", shooting guard types. And it looks like guys, especially Jordan Mays, he had 31 too. It looks like he gave y'all problems. How did y'all slow them down in the fourth quarter?
Well, offensively, they were switching everything, so it's difficult. So we had to go in the post and make shots to slow down their offense because most of their threes were transition threes. Jordan's and the other guy, 14, I forgot his name. But so we slowed them down by going into the post, and they had to walk the ball up the rest of the game.
And then finally, I mean, you close this game out with some highlights. One of your trademark hammers, 3-pointer in the corner. Even goaltended Taylor Statham. Were you trying to send a message, or you was just having fun with the win?
No, I was just having fun. I was frustrated. I couldn't make no shots, so I was happy I got one at the end. So I had to goaltend him just to do it. It was no intention by it, no statement to make.
Kaimyn Pruitt of the Pandas is here. They got their first win of the season in overtime, 95-89 over the Clozers. And I'll tell you what, we're going to focus on you first. 22 points. Meta had 24 points, and you guys did what you needed to close this one out in overtime. So how are y'all able to get it done after they wound up being tied?
The first 2 games we lost. The first game was a real close game that we lost. So this third game we knew we need to win. And we had the last game, we kind of come sluggish. We came a little late today, but we knew we had to win. So whatever it took to win the game, that's what we have to do. It's the grind. I had to crash the boards more, score more, be more aggressive. Meta told me to do my thing. He gave me the green light, so that's what we did.
Now, the reason y'all had to basically win this game twice is because Benny Boatwright completely went off in the fourth quarter. Wound up ending this game with 42 points, 8 threes, tied the game to send us in overtime after y'all had the 19-point lead. What was the difficulty in guarding Benny?
Benny, I think he's like 6'8", maybe 6'7". I don't know. He's real tall, and he's a very sneaky type of guy. You don't know. He's not really super quick, but he can pull up. His jump shot is amazing. A couple times, it was a 4-point play. I put my hand straight up, and he got an and one. You know, he made like 3 or 4 in a row. He's a very sneaky, athletic guy. They got a really good guy at USC this upcoming season.
And then finally, back to the Pandas. You mentioned that first 2 weeks you guys didn't have it so well, even though the first game of the season was close. You guys hadn't broken 70 points at all. Y'all had 68 at the end of the third quarter. So what was the difference this week for the offense?
But like I said, we lost the first 2 games. So all week since the last loss, all week been preparation to get a win for today. We talked a group text. We said, like, we're going to run this offense. We're going to do this. We're going to do that a little different. And we've been more aggressive. So off the jump, we kind of started off late. We called a timeout within the first minute. It was like we got to pick it up. We snapped out of it, and we started doing our thing. We started trusting each other a little more. This is our first year playing with each other. It's like a new mixture of teams. So it's our 3rd week, so now we kind of getting a groove of things. We've been playing open run more 2 times out of the week. So now we're kind of getting chemistry together and understanding how we play.
Do you think that kind of consistency, a game like this, is a launching pad for success the rest of the year?
It's very big. It's for sure boosts our confidence for the next week. We know we can win. The first 2 weeks was kind of like, oh, you know, we got to figure it out. But now we got the win. We got a blueprint. We got to clean some stuff up, of course. But we know we got a kind of identity what we need to do to keep winning games.
Shannin Sharpe, guard for Legacy. First win of the season, 73-70 over Skyrise. This is a game of runs. You had one of the most versatile stat lines that we've seen at the Drew so far this season. 19 points on 11 shots, 6 boards, 5 assists, 6 steals. And it was clear that the team played their best while you were out there. How did you feel out there?
I felt good out there. I mean, we added a little press this game, and it benefited us. We started getting skills and using our athleticism, and it gave us a big advantage.
You talk about the press. I mean, both teams were pressing in this game. This game was alternating big runs. They got up big on you guys at the end of the first quarter, 19-10, but you all wound up forcing 24 turnovers overall in this game. What about the press allowed y'all to just squeeze them out of this?
Man, just the fact that everybody can play any position, man. We got so many guys that can do different things, especially in the press, our athleticism. You throw it over the top with a little bit too much air on it, chances are we're going to get a steal and be on the way out. So that was what benefited us a lot.
Now, the troubling thing about Legacy in this game was, again, I mentioned it's been a game of runs, but y'all had a big lead and it evaporated down the stretch. They went on a late run to really make y'all think about this one. They were down by 3. Justin Johnson missed the last shot. So what does Legacy need to do to clean up the inconsistency in the play?
I mean, we get better. I mean, I feel like we're getting better every game. So just they started running a 3-2. It gave us a little trouble. It slowed us down a little bit, which was a good call by them. Once we get a little bit more movement in our offense and everything, I feel like we'll get easy buckets and we'll be able to hold on to them leads that we get.
Garrett Nevels of Houdini's All-Stars missed last week. Came back this week, dropped 30 points and an 88-80 win over Scrapes and Gravel. This was y'all closest game of the season by far. What was it like for you to come back and basically be the main scorer here?
I mean, every game is not just going to be a blowout for us. So, I mean, there's some good teams in this league. We didn't have our full team today, but we were still able to win, and that's what's important.
Now, okay, Coach Cav comes by. I mean, y'all did allow a season-high points here. Y'all didn't allow your first 2 opponents to score more than 60. Scrapes and Gravel scored 80. Young squad out there. What was the difficulty this week in defending them?
I don't know. We just didn't come out focused from the jump, and that probably gave them some confidence. But then I'm just glad at the end of the game we were able to lock up a little bit better.
All right, and finally, this is a 3-0 start. You know, we've had 3 different players at the games for this team now, and you guys continue to talk about guys who aren't here yet, who are coming. But as far as what this team's been able to show, what's been the strength of this team so far this season?
Our strength? I mean, we got a lot of chemistry. Like, we've been playing with each other for, at least 5 years now, 6 summers or something. So we know each other's games and we know how to play with each other, and it's pretty dangerous.
We got ICEO's Katin Reinhardt making his 2016 summer debut at the Drew League. And I don't know if you saw Benny Boatwright, former Trojan teammate, drop 42 last night for the Clozers in a losing effort. But you dropped 42 here, 11 threes, new season high for the entire league, and a 3-0 start now for ICEO. First of all, I mean, 11 threes, man. You ever hit 11 threes in the game before?
No, my record is 9. I get stuck at 9, but I just wanted to come out today. It's a debut for the Drew League. Also, man, I got one more year to go rock out, man, and I'm just ready to. I put a lot of work in the off season, lost a lot of weight, got in good condition, and just been shooting the crap out of the ball every day, shooting. And today, I was just showing what I've been doing all off season, so I'm excited about that, and it was good that we got a win too.
What did you see in how New Image was defending you between the first half and the second half that allowed you to go off like this?
I knew that they were playing my drive because I had a few drives in the first half where I made a few moves and got by someone, and they were playing that, so I just used my quickness and my dribble to create separation for a shot, and then whenever I would, someone else would drive, I would just relocate, they would lose me, and I would just knock the shot down.
And then finally, this team, we've talked to Charles Hinkle in week 1, we talked to AJ last week. This team looks to be taking the next step. Do you feel like you're going to be here long enough to see that next step taken?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going off to Marquette in July, but hopefully I can make it back for, a game or two in between. But I'll be back August 12th, and then I'll be playing with them till I go back to school. So just coming out here, helping them win games and get ready for playoffs, and then, I'll head out there and hopefully I can play a few, but just getting them in position to succeed when everybody else comes in.
David Hall of the Jaguars here, second player of the week in 2 weeks for the Jaguars, and you guys 3-1 after knocking off another victim, man. So 15 points for you. How did y'all bounce back from Friday night's loss against One Culture?
Friday we played bad, so we wanted to come out here. We got beat by 30, so we wanted to come out here and get a win. And so we did that. We played hard, and shout out to my teammates. They helped. We played hard.
Now, you guys jumped on Jug Life. I mean, you guys had like a 19-4 lead, and you guys aren't really known as fast starters, even in the games that you've won. So, what was the difference in this game that allowed you to get off to such a great start?
Like I said, Friday we came off to a bad start. Today we wanted to get to a good start, and we started off early. I think we was up by 10-12 in the first quarter, so we wanted to get an early start, and that's what we did.
And they started to get momentum back. They tied it in the second quarter. You guys still had a halftime lead. They tied it again in the third quarter. You guys wound up pulling away from them in the fourth quarter. So what was it that Pops told y'all as he tried to manage y'all through this victory?
Well, Pops, he coaches defense, you know what I'm saying? Defense. So he just wants us to make sure that we can make stops, because we in the Drew League, it's a lot of good teams. Every team can score. So the defense is where it's at.
Jonathan Gibson of Redemption, 3 weeks, 3 20-plus point margins of victory for Redemption, and 3 weeks in a row where you're the player of the game, another 30-point game here. What are you seeing on the court that allows you to beat guys so consistently?
I just think as a team we're getting better, we're growing each game, and just the guys are playing hard, we're playing together, and that's what happens. You execute, you'll be fine.
Now, it was announced that you got married over the weekend, that you got a workout. Was it always a plan for you to be here and make sure you play for this team?
I mean, you mean today, or you mean play for Redemption, or come back today?
Just today.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it with my wife, and she said maybe not, but there's time we made it because the wedding was in Fullerton. So, I mean, coming here for my team's like family, so make sure to show up and get that win.
Are y'all the best team in the Drew League?
Yes. I think so. We got the best players. There's a lot of best players here in the Drew, but I think as far as collectively, how we play, I think we're the top team in the Drew.
Larry Anderson, the Citi team, Blazers here, player of the game, 27 points, 6 rebounds as the Blazers moved to 3-1. This was a crazy game with obviously everything going on up in upstate, and you guys only had 5 to begin the game, 6 to finish it. They only had 6 players. How are you feeling right now?
Exhausted, but it was a rugged game. I think we just came out here for the love of the game, even though we want to watch the finals. But we lost one on was it Friday?
Yeah,
and
Friday.
we let one slide, so I just wanted to come here and make sure we get a win.
No, that Friday night game, you guys only had 7 for that one, and that one came down to the wire, a very high-scoring game where you guys basically had the win. It just came down to the last shot, basically. What was the difference in executing to close this one out?
Staying within ourselves. I think the last game against the Clozers, we got a little antsy once they start making that big run towards the end of the game. So today we just try to slow it down, get into our point guard's hand, and thank God Rocky tipped it in on the free throw.
Yeah, and as far as like getting through this particular matchup against One Culture, they had a double-digit lead on you guys. What did Coach say? What do you guys say in the huddle to ensure that y'all would stay true to yourselves and come back?
We got veteran guards. Me, Action, HO. We believe that we can win any game for the most part. So we knew we just had to push through it and give it our all the last like 3 or 4 minutes. And we was lucky to get away with a win.
We got Patrick Rembert of LA Loop, 2 wins. And that means back-to-back player of the game awards for, 31 more points. Will had 23. And you're quickly establishing yourself as one of the top scoring guards here. Why was this so easy against the Reapers?
I think just with no people being in the stands, we wanted to be the team to come out with energy. And we jumped on them quick and kind of got them demoralized and just kept our energy up the whole game.
Now, you and Eric had 20 apiece in the first half. How are you two complimenting each other on the floor?
I've grown up with him. Obviously he's older than me, but I've always played up with older guys, and I'm just familiar with them growing up in Long Beach together. We just kind of have, that familiarity with each other.
And then finally, what does this LA Loop team have to work on? Now that you've won back-to-back games, what is Keon kind of trying to get into you guys' heads as far as this is what we need to do to improve?
Every game he's preaching defensive intensity, especially when we get a lead, we kind of get comfortable. It's to put our foot on their throats and just end the game and not let them hang around, and then trade baskets. That's the biggest thing.
Does adding someone like Leon Gibson help that?
Oh, Leon is big for us. When he gets up to speed next week, we'll definitely be a team to be reckoned with.